Ga 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 gao gai ga 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 gao gai ga. Hello everybody, this is Charles and I'm back on a toy review. This time for Bandai Soul of Chogokin GX-68, the king of braves, GaoGaiGar. Alright, so I just got GaoGaiGar today, received it overseas from Japan, Army. Took me a while because I only paid for the item on the 1st of January when my credit card hit the new cycle. So this is GaoGaiGar's box and nice postcard from Army as usual. I have okay, and I got it really cheap from Army. It was like 28,690 yen, inclusive of EMS shipping to Singapore. So that comes to about Singapore dollars $327. All right, all thanks to the cheap or rather the low and weak yen currently. I have another piece coming, which I'll collect soon from a local retail shop called Robo. So this piece is for me to play. I'll probably keep the other one in my SB because I really love this piece, so I'm keeping two. So without further ado, let me just remove the box and adjust the camera a little bit. So here we have Gadio, we have a train, we have a Gao drill, and we have a stealth Gao. Alright, so I'm just lining them up over here, all together over here in the screen. Alright, so I'm gonna go through them one by one in detail. So here's just an overview of the Gao machines with GaoGaiGar together. So first of all, let me just go through the train. So the train, when it comes in a box, it comes separate, so it comes this way. Okay, so there's actually this clip that you need to actually insert to actually put them together. So the train comes separately this way. Alright, there's a right and left side, so do make sure and check that you have the correct trains, because you wouldn't want to have the same arm. That would be a tragedy. So one's gonna be this way with the right arm and the left arm. So what I'm holding here is actually, this is the right arm and this is the left arm. Alright, the way you can tell is from the joint, pretty obvious. I'll go through that more in detail later. So the trains wise, very detailed, very nice. Okay, the window here is transparent. It shows the internal of a train. Okay, so it's really nice and really detailed. Kudos to Bandai for going through this level of detail. In terms of die-cast content, alright, the train, okay, I'm just going to show you all, okay, the joint, alright, basically this joint, the whole arm joint, this gunmetal color is die-cast, and over here, just adjust further. I'm going to dig this part out. Okay, let me try to dig the internal arm out. Okay, and over here, this top part of the arm, okay, this white part is die-cast as well. So this part onwards is plastic. So there's actually a lot of die-cast in this train. So once you hold it on hand, it feels really, really heavy. And it comes with this black piece, okay, this black piece that you have to put together to tap them together. So you tap one of them here, okay, tap one of them here to bring it together, and then it just gives you a motion of gives some sort of motion that you can actually do. So if I were to put it on the surface, it rolls pretty well. So this is for the Gao train. Alright, next up, let's go to Gao drill Gao. Okay, so very nice. Instead of chrome, they give you this matte color drill, okay, which turns, okay. Nice touch, and then the red is of a metallic red, which is very nice, and as well as and then the detail they have is that for over here is a clear windows, and over inside you can see some details like a driver's seat, which is really cool. And die-cast content for this piece is actually just the feet, okay, this front black color of the feet. Okay, the bottom part, this part is not die-cast, so only this black portion is this front feet are die-cast. The back of the feet is actually plastic, and the rest of this piece is actually plastic as well. But what's nice about the rollers are rubber rollers. Okay, they are plastic rollers, so it's really nice and they roll really well. You can see here, some over here. If I were to put them on the surface, they roll really well. So this is another very cool feature, right? And this is drill Gao. Alright, so stealth Gao, very nice plane, very nice stealth fighter. Again, the cockpit area is very nice clear plastic, black clear plastic, smoky black clear plastic, and inside you can see the cockpit for two passengers, two pilots or rather. And the red color is our metallic red trimmings, and over here you have this gold GGG, and this small wording that my camera unfortunately is unable to cover or show. It says GaoGaiGar, so it's really nice. Triple G logo and GaoGaiGar. So here's the back of it. Excuse me. It comes with a stand actually for you to put on, but I didn't assemble the stand because I'm basically just going through the each and every individual Gao machine and GaoGaiGar himself. All right. So okay, before that, it comes with a very nice instruction booklet, GaoGaiGar booklet. King of Braves GaoGaiGar. This is Guy Shishio Guy. All right. Some background story about GaoGaiGar, pictures of the individual pieces and the combined form, instructions and combination. All right. So you have the names over here. Okay, finally I got it right. So it's GaiGar or Galleon, Stealth Gao, Liner Gao, Drill Gao. All right. Thank you. I didn't look at the back before I did the review. When I just received this toy, what I did was to first play with it to get the hang of it before I do the review. So yeah. Okay, so now I got the names correct. So for Galleon or GaiGar, okay, I need to do this review looking at instructions because I just tried it once and I just want to be as careful and as detailed as possible. So let me just get get the pieces out of the way first. So this is Galleon. Very nice. In terms of die-cast content, I'll go through it later. It's easier for me to go through the die-cast content after I transform into a robot mode. So here it stands really well, very nice lion. Alright. So when it comes in, the tail is actually quite difficult to remove, maybe because it's just tight. The instructions actually say just to lift up this part and you can actually dig it out, okay? It's actually not so easy. I find it's actually easier if you just take out this entire skirt and use your fingers to dig it out. So it came this way. Okay, I had a hard time digging it out unless I actually lifted this whole thing up, and it make it a lot easier once I had some clearance. Because if you have this piece over here, down here, it's actually quite obstructing for you to remove the tail. So it's best to actually just take the whole thing out before you remove the tail. So he does have quite a good amount of articulation, which is excuse me, see, I haven't recovered my cough. And then his claws, you can see, his claws does have articulation as well, so which is very, very cool. This is a step further from the CMS version. So over here you can see articulation for the feet as well. So you can actually have him in a very spread out pose if you want to, just for him to spread out to show a more menacing lion pose if you want to. Alright? So without further ado, I'm just going to do a transformation of Galleon into GaiGar. So what you do first, you press this piece down, alright, and then you're gonna oh, I kept the tail. Wow, sorry about that. So yeah, you keep the tail, okay, and then you lift this portion up, okay, and then you press this black piece in all the way in until it collapses together. Same thing over here, all the way in until it collapses together. So this portion will actually align itself nicely, so you do not have to worry about that. And you push the whole thing down this way. Okay, next up, what you're gonna do, you're gonna straighten the leg. Okay, straighten over here. Okay, to extend it by this gray piece is parallel to the white line over here. Then you just raise it down. Okay, once it's down, okay, you are going to extend the feet. So you're gonna extend this. Okay. Oh, sorry. I think before that I should have kept this in. I'm so sorry. I should have kept the legs in, which I forgot to do so. So back in the lion mode, it looks this way. So I forgot to keep the legs in after I practiced the transformation earlier. So sorry about that. So over here, extend the feet, right? Move the claw forward. Okay. Open up this as well, the back feet. Okay, and you're done for one leg. So the joints are very tight for this, okay, because it's a new piece, which is a good thing, alright? It's a very good thing for tight joints. Similarly, align this thing over here, alright, align it nicely. Move this part down, alright. Extend the feet, the legs, open up the claws, and then you have the leg section done. Okay, let me just adjust over here. Right, so leg section is done. So okay, next thing what you're going to do, you're going to lift this portion up, to show the arms. Okay, and just take out the fist. Okay, over here, similarly over here, push the fist at the bottom over here, push them out, lift this up completely. Okay, I'll switch to the back. Okay, next one I'll do, you're gonna push this bottom of the main upwards. Okay, gonna pull out. Okay, you gotta pull out the head a little bit. Okay, go rotate it to this angle. Okay, this angle you can see the groove over here. Rotate it down 180 degrees. Then you come back down here, push the head in again, and lock it in place. You'll hear a click sound once you're done. So line it nicely first. Okay. Okay, and then I locked it in place very nicely over here. Okay, next I'm gonna rotate the arms downwards. Rotate the arms downwards. Spread the arms out a little bit so that I have the space to actually move him. Alright. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna push the waist backwards, okay? And then you're gonna rotate it. Okay, make sure he's facing this way. So this backwards is actually wrong, okay? You gotta make sure that he's pushed forward so that he's more aligned to the center. Okay. Next thing I'm gonna do, open up here, use your hand to push out the head. Okay, so you see GaoGaiGar's head, and there we have, okay, GaoGaiGar robot mode. Alright, very steady robot. Okay, let me just raise this camera again. So over here, yes, it's quite a big robot. I think it's bigger and taller than the CMS version 1. Okay, I do have the CMS version piece, just that I don't have it in display. I just have it in the box, so I can't really do a size comparison. Sorry about that. But this is GaoGaiGar in robot mode. There's a very nice range of articulation. So over here you can see he can actually raise his arm up 90 degrees thanks to this portion, this flap that can actually move. Okay, he has double jointed elbows. Okay, he has double jointed elbows to give you a wide range of motion. Over here you can raise it up this much. The wrist can move 360 degrees. Okay, he has a movable thumb. Okay, he can actually open up the hands as well. Not individual fingers. 2 fingers, okay, so you can actually move them out if you want to, over here. Okay, let's put them back in. Okay, let me just close the finger joints. The finger joints are really, really tight. And the good thing about the joint over here is made of die cast. So you actually avoid the problem of, when you're popping the fist in and out, accidentally breaking the ball joint. This is a problem that you have with a lot of toys. In the past Chogokin toys, some people have some problems with that. Good thing that Bandai has made an improvement this time around by giving you a die-cast ball joint, which is a very, very big improvement in my opinion. Really helps to save a lot of heartache in case you break a ball joint, which is like literally unrepairable. And over here on the inside, die-cast over here, the elbow joint, the white part over here, the center joint is die-cast. Okay. Body-wise, no die-cast. This gray part, okay, this gray part. Okay, this rectangular gray part is not die-cast, but this part, alright, this part, entire gray part is actually die-cast. I am sure that Bandai has taken reference to CMS version and know of the breakage problem or during the transformation or the combination stress. So they actually took the effort to make this die-cast. Good for you. The inside of the feet over here, this white part, alright, this is die-cast as well, okay, and the inside of the joint, okay, is die-cast as well. So nice joint, nice articulation over here, front, okay, feet a lot, clicky, okay, can move this much, okay. So due to the fact that this plug is actually blocked, okay, you can't go any further than this, but aside from that, I see that he actually has very good articulation already. Alright, so this is Gaofa. Okay, and then moving up to the next step, you see that before the review, what I actually did was to actually change the face. So right now, I shall show you the default face it comes with. So this is actually the open mouth face, and I'm gonna change it back to his normal expressionless face. So what I'm gonna do, just pop the head joint off, And the nice thing over here, the ball joint over here, die cast as well. So again, no worries about breaking anything or breaking the ball joint. So it's very, very cool. And in order for you to actually change the face, it's very easy. Just slide down the faceplate, okay, as such, and just replace it with another faceplate. Just push it in, and there you're done. Right? See the expressionless face, and just pop it in over here, and there we have GaoGaiGar. Really cool, really, really cool. And again, kudos to Bandai for the die-cast ball joints. Really, really helps a lot, and releases a lot of pain. Seriously, releases really a lot of pain. And over here, you know, GaoGaiGar has actually attacked with his claw. So here, when you put it in, all right, you put his arm back in over here. Okay, his hand over in over here. Let me just put the joint in properly first. Okay, so it doesn't get in the way. So you put his hand over here. It doesn't make sense when he's clawing the enemy this way, right? So the claw goes this way. See? That's why the very intelligent thing, you know, for them to do is actually have the claw put this way, so you can actually have the claw attack as seen in the anime. Really, really cool. Okay, apart from that, it goes back this way. Okay. One thing I noticed about the joint, okay, the joint is extremely tight, okay, for the arms especially. So for this side, I can actually rotate him 360 degrees. Okay, with some effort, you can see the clicky joint. It was tighter earlier on, but I actually smoothed it. But for this side, okay, wow, the joint is so extremely tight. I could hardly move it above 360. I feel, okay, I'm gonna use this cloth. I feel as if I might break the joint if I keep going it. So I'm not gonna do full 360 for this this part. But I can tell you that the joint is extremely tight, and there's a reason for why the joint is extremely tight. Okay, let me just see this. Am I doing it correctly first? Let's see the joint. Make sure that it is actually correct. Okay, front or back, I can't really tell, but I think it should be more towards the front. Yeah, should be more towards the front. Looks more balanced. Okay. Just see the instructions again. It says turn around, push the body back. Doesn't make a lot of sense to push the body back, but it does seem from the instructions that he is actually more towards the back. So anyway, okay, this will be then. All right. So I'm gonna put GaoGaiGar. No, I'm not gonna put him aside. I'm going to put him aside. Okay, another 4-1. I'm gonna put it aside. So I'm gonna do this review at 2 AM. Over here, I'm going to show Stealth Gao. He can actually carry Gao liner. So what I'm going to do is actually open this part, all right, and open this. Okay, so we have these two flaps open, and over here, these two actually catch over here. These black parts, they actually catch nicely. So once you put them over here, you catch them nicely. Okay, just make sure I get it done properly. Okay, let me see. Is it caught nicely? Yes. So once you catch it nicely, it actually won't fall off. It's really stable. It looks really nice this way. I think there was one episode that actually carried the Stealth Gao actually carried the liner Gao this way. So it's really cool. Really nice. Kudos to Bandai for going through this level of detail. And despite the fact that it doesn't fall off easily, you can actually remove it quite easily. And of course, we know that GaoGaiGar can actually fly. Have a flight mode with liner Gao, and also can use the Gao drills, okay, as his weapon. Drill Gao as his weapon. So I'm going to take this opportunity right now to just show you. So you take this apart over here on the side, and over here this joint, when you first got it, you might have a problem pushing it in. So my recommendation is that don't really push too hard, because this is made of plastic. So if I had a choice to recommend, I would recommend, you know, Bandai actually make this into metal rather than plastic. So what you're going to do to push it in is that you hold these two sides, okay, so you will do not have extra stress or strain on the joint, and just hold it clear and just push it in. All right, the first time you do it is going to be tough, but after that it's going to be easy. All right, so in order to fit the Gao drill Gao onto GaoGaiGar's arms, okay, I'm not going to leave the arms up, but this arm, there's actually a peg over here, so this part, okay, actually catches in over here. So you just have to fit it in. You gotta rotate the face so that it faces downwards first. Okay, so you clip it in over here, very nicely clipped in. And once you clip in, you rotate this, close it in, and you close the other side in. Alright, so this is one arm done. Okay, I'm gonna do the other arm. Okay, so similarly, just gonna click the joint in over here. Okay, and then you're gonna just close the entire part and clap it in place. And the nice thing is, see, he doesn't need to lean forward. He can actually hold himself really, really well despite the heavy weight. And I tell you, the reason why they make the arm so strong, okay, maybe is because so that you can actually hold this. See, the arm is so strong, you can actually support the Gao drill, holding it forward. This is really amazing, isn't it? All right, this is really, really way so cool. Okay, so Gao drill over here, and then to fit the stealth Gao onto his back. Okay, first thing what you're gonna do, you need to, let me just check the instruction to get things correct. Okay, you need to slide this part, okay, in between these two. Okay, this part. Okay, slide it in, get it in place. Okay, slide it in between these two. And next thing you need to do over here as well for GaoGaiGar, need to shift this part downwards. Okay, these two, okay, will actually go into these two holes. Okay, over here, 1, 2. So you slot it in, and then the bottom over here, okay, the bottom part will catch to the bottom of GaoGaiGar very nicely over here. So this two parts, okay, will catch onto this part. So you just slot it in, align it nicely, and you just push it in. Okay, I'm gonna align them nicely here on camera. Okay, I did it much easier earlier on. Okay, got it? Align them in. And there you have GaoGaiGar. Okay, it's really, really massive. I'm gonna push him to the back a little bit. So this is how massive it looks, combined with stealth Gao and drill Gao. Okay, and there is a stand to actually help you support, but as you can see from my review, he actually can support himself pretty well. Okay, he can actually support himself pretty well. So this is one of the parts of the anime where you see him fly and actually attacking with drill Gaos. So it's really cool. So again, kudos to Bandai for going through the effort to make such a detailed and anime accurate piece. Alright, so I'm gonna take this out now. Okay, and I'm gonna take this drill out. Okay, my camera is running out of time right now, so I'm gonna stop here for a while, and as I continue, I'm gonna go through the final fusion. Alright, so stay tuned. Alright, and here's continuing the second part of my review, whereby I'm gonna do the final fusion. So, final fusion, shooting! Final fusion! Alright, so here, first to do final fusion, you're gonna lift this part upwards. Okay, you're gonna open up this skirt. Alright, skirt. You're gonna push them back down, and as you push it down, you're gonna align it nicely. Okay, so align it nicely. So you're gonna align this black piece to be parallel to this part. Okay. So next thing what you're gonna do, okay, you're going to push. Okay, let's see the instructions. You gotta push this back and rotate the body around. Okay, and you're gonna lift this up. Okay, now you're gonna extend the mane again. Okay, push this down over here. Okay, make sure you align it downwards. And over here, this part, you're gonna lift this up. This part outwards. Okay, there's a whole gap over here. Lift this up. Okay, once you've done so, you're gonna extend the feet. So what I'm gonna do, you're gonna push it. Okay, downwards. You're gonna extend the hip area. Okay, and then you're gonna lock it back in place over here. All right. Next, as you go into final fusion, you got to be very, very precise and careful. So same thing, you got to align this nicely. Okay, this gray part very nicely to be parallel to this white line over here. Okay, and then you're gonna keep the toes downwards. Okay, as you keep the toes down, you're gonna push the legs in. Okay, so you're gonna shorten the legs. Okay, same thing over here. You're gonna collapse the feet. You're gonna push the toe upwards. Okay, so you're gonna make sure they align really, really nicely. okay, so that you won't have any excess catch. Okay, so align them very nicely straight. Okay, over here. Okay, I'm gonna align them very nicely first. Okay, I hope there's enough time on my camera. Here you split screw gao. Push this part in. Gonna open up the feet. Okay. One feet is open up, and then open up the other feet over here. Okay. Wow, nice die cast sound. What we're gonna do over here, we're gonna slide the feet in. Okay, so the feet. Okay, you gotta open up this part as well. Okay, open up the drill. So you're gonna slide the feet in. Okay, once you slide the feet in, right, this part will actually catch nicely. So once you go in, if you align it properly, just push it a little bit, and it catches nicely. See? So once if you want to release it, just press it and just pull it out. So same thing. If you align it very nicely, just press the catch, and it slides in very nicely, and locks in place very nicely. You see? Doesn't drop. So we are done for this part of the transformation. Okay. Next thing what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the arms. So we're gonna push this down, get this out, push it down, get it out. So we're gonna make sure the arms goes completely downwards. Okay, and then you have to make sure the face rotate such that they face you. Okay, you gotta make sure they align closely, nicely this way. So in order for them to align nicely this way, okay, all the way in, okay, you gotta straighten the arms. You gotta, according to instruction, you gotta turn them out a little bit. Okay, just turn it out a little bit so that they can actually collapse nicely at the back. Okay, collapse nicely at the back so that when the stealth gao comes in, okay, it will not be blocked. Okay, so actually I've already done that. So next step I want to do is make sure the train is correct. So in order for you to make sure that the train goes in correctly, let me just align this nicely first. Okay, I'll align this nicely first. So to make sure the train aligns nicely, you got to check and make sure that you're putting it in the right place. So you got to make sure that this side, okay, the right arm and the left arm in the correct places. So once you've done that, you can actually push the train in. So it's very nice. The feature works exactly like the anime. But before that, you need to lift up the head. Oops. You gotta lift up the head because this part, okay, there's actually these two pegs here that will obstruct the movement. So when you actually push this in, okay, it's very nice. When the train pushes in all the way, I'm gonna show you this feature, but I need to actually take out the arms. Move the arms out. So when the train pushes all the way in, you will notice that this part will actually pop out to actually widen the waist. See? So it pops out really, really nicely to widen the waist. Alright? So it's really cool. You know, it's a really cool feature that the CMS version doesn't have. So again, kudos to Bandai for that. And once you have it, these two pegs will lock into this place. Okay? Very nicely. Lock it in place so that the train wouldn't move. So likewise, when you want to take a train out, do not force it out. You need to make sure you remember to lift up this portion, okay? Lift up this portion. My sweaty palms. Okay, it was so much easier earlier on because I moved the head out, okay? Okay, anyway, if you have problems lifting it out, Bandai gave you this piece. Push it in, okay, and it actually help you remove the joint. Alright, so you make sure you have to push the head joint out before you remove the train. If not, you're gonna break the pegs that is actually holding down the train. Okay, so once this part is done, okay, let me just check what's the next part of the transformation. It actually says put this in. Yada yada. Okay, I'm gonna do it slightly differently. So the next part of transformation I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna review the arms first. Okay, it's gonna make it easier. So gotta pull this out. Okay, you gotta pull down these two parts as well. Okay, but you do not collapse. You do not close them over here yet first because you need them to move all the way down. Okay, so that you can actually get the white parts of the elbow out. See, you gotta get the white parts of the elbow out. So you gotta adjust and align. So you get the white parts of the elbow out first. So once the white parts are out, close this part. Close this part. Okay? And then you got this over here. You got to align it upwards, higher. Okay? Okay, and then once over here you're done, you push it in. Okay, you push the arms downwards. And actually you're done for this part of the transformation. Okay, the instructions actually do it differently. You want to do such a perfect transformation as per the anime, but I think this is a much easier way to do it. And over here, you move the elbows, the arms out again, and there's this part you need to put in because this will help to hold the Stealth Gao with GaoGaiGar nicer. So this part goes this way, and just check the alignment over here. Okay, this part goes into this hole. So basically, I'm just gonna lift this part here. Okay. Let me sure I align it nicely and correctly first. So I'm checking instructions. Give me a minute. Okay. Put it over here. Push it in. Okay, lock it in place. Very nice. Close, close. Okay, I make sure the this is aligned nicely. And make sure GaoGaiGar is standing correctly. Okay. Cool. Okay, cool. So next time I'm gonna prepare the transformation for the Stealth Gao. So over here, the instructions again say that you can follow. You can actually follow anime and do a full transformation whereby the arm is here and then you push this part outwards, it locks in. But then it's very difficult for you to keep this part. So let's just do this part first. Just take this out. All right, and then we're gonna flip this aside. Flip this out. Okay, gonna put this in, close. Flip this out, put this in, close. And just some points on the arm, this cover. So this cover, you got to take it out this way. But when you put back the cover, just make sure that it goes in the line properly. So over here, the whole circle, you get one part over here. Okay, again, my camera couldn't capture it. There's a gap over here, and that's it. And then for the cover, there's actually a line over here. Okay, so make sure that this line goes into this gap. So if you get it correctly, you close it very easily. So again, you take both out, doesn't matter which one, because both sides are the same. Okay, we're gonna put the arms aside for the time being first. So over here, you take out this part, take it out, okay? And then you see GaoGaiGar's head over here. Another point to note is that when you put the GaoGaiGar's head back in, you gotta make sure the helmet is actually open. So you put it back in over here, align it nicely, and lay it flat, alright? So once you do so, you see the entire helmet is actually inside. If you see the crest protruding out, so it's wrong. You gotta make sure you align it nicely over here. And once you align it nicely, you can actually close it very nicely. No gaps at all and no protruding parts. Right? So you get this out. Okay, flip this out. And over here, you flip this part in, you flip this part in. You collapse the bottom over here all the way down. And then you collapse this all the way in as well. Okay, this part all the way in. Okay, and then you collapse this part over in. Okay, really aligns very nicely flat over here. Really nicely. Okay, so once you're done also over here, make sure you align this one straight. Okay, this joint is also very tough, be careful. So over here, straighten it as well. Okay, gonna prepare for the last part of final fusion. This part over here, this black part will catch onto Galilio's part over here. And then, which part? And then this part at the bottom over here, this black part, will actually align inside this part. Alright? So we're going to do the final fusion part. I'm going to put this together. Okay, lock it in very nicely. Okay, both sides are locked in. Over here, I can't show on camera, but I'm going to align the parts very nicely. You can hear the clicking parts, they are aligned very nicely. Okay, so over here, of course, I'm going to get the elbows out of the way first. Okay, once you're done over here, this part, you're going to push it in. You're going to push it in over here, lock it right in very nicely. And you align it, and over here, this part will fit into this part over here. Okay, the lion mane of GaoGaiGar. Lock one in place, lock the other one in place. Okay, so if you push it in very nicely, correctly, you'll lock it in very effortlessly. So let me just check and make sure I'm correct for the other side as well. Okay, I'm gonna lock it in correctly, checking all the alignments. Okay, got it nicely. So this is done nicely. So the mains actually locked in very nicely right now. Okay. Gonna push the arms over here downwards and further. Okay. Okay, gonna make sure I align this correctly. Okay, so for the arms, this is for the rocket punch arm. So over here, gonna push it in. So the nice thing over here about this arm, okay, it rolls out just exactly like the way it does in the anime. It's really, really cool. Okay, I'm gonna show it over here. Let's just try to capture it on camera. You can see the arm really rolls up. I'm just using my finger to push it. So it rotates out very, very nicely. Let me just use the screw. So you see, it rolls out very easily, just exactly like the anime, which is so awesome. I mean, this is one gimmick that you never expect Bandai to be able to replicate, but they actually did. So it's really cool. All right, so it's as we reach the final part of Final Fusion, the head. Okay, I'm gonna show it by sideways. Okay, you're gonna push this part downwards. Okay, gonna make sure the head goes up this way. Okay, over here, this part over here, and the back of the head goes in over here, and then it covers. And there we have GaoGaiGar. And the nice part, okay, I like is that GaoGaiGar's eyes are actually GaoGaiGar's eyes. So it's the same orange eyes. So kudos to Bandai for that. See, it's the same eyes. Put it in. There you have GaoGaiGar. Really nice. So Final Fusion complete. GaoGaiGar. Cool. So this is a final combined form. He's really big. He's really heavy. Gotta push him to the back. Now I can't capture him in the whole camera. This is really, really awesome. Pardon my cough. And okay, I'm just gonna go through a few more pointers of GaoGaiGar before I wrap up the review. But again, time on my camera is running out, so I'm just gonna pause the camera a bit and carry on in a moment. Okay, and here's carrying on my review. So comes with this dimensional dividing driver. Very nice springy action. And the way to fit dividing driver in is so cool. Unlike a CMS version, what you just do for this one, just put in at the groove over here, slide it in, and you have the dividing driver part in. So it's very cool. So all you need to do is to slide it into the bottom over here, as such, okay, and push it in. And you got it locked in place. Dividing the driver! Cool. Alright. And another thing you can do is the heaven and I'm not gonna say heaven earth again. Oh my god, this stupid drink. Heaven, hell, and heaven pose. Okay, hell and heaven pose. In order for you to do it, you first got to push the main inward. So you got to lift the hands up first. Okay, you got to lift the hands, okay, to this angle first in preparation. Push the mains inwards. All right. Okay, you got to then shift the arms outwards. Okay, take out the fist first. Take out two fists, okay, and you're gonna align the position of the fist of the arms, and then you got to put in this hell and heaven fist, the one that holds together, okay, and there you have it, hell and heaven. Really nice. Okay, you can actually adjust it a little bit just to give him a better look, but this is exactly how the pose is. And you can actually show him charging forward, or sort of charging forward this way. And as he charges forward, you will notice that over here I can actually move this part, and this part actually open as well. So it's really cool. I mean, the level of detail they have for this is really amazing. Okay, articulation wise, yes, big robot, sort of slightly restricted. But nonetheless, I think they have done a very good job for GaoGaiGar. Let me just adjust my backdrop again. I think they've done a very nice job for GaoGaiGar to be able for him to do this sort of pose. And the head-wise, you can actually rotate only this much, restricted by the joint. But if you want him to rotate more, it's very easy. All you need to do, all right, just pop out the entire joint over here at the back, and then pop out the joint over here. Okay, just pop it out, and then just put the mask back in, and you can have a full 360 rotation as you wish. So this is really cool. Right, so this is GaoGaiGar. I really love him. He's really a nice piece, heavy, very well done piece by Bandai. Kudos to you for doing such a good job on this piece. So far the best GaoGaiGar combiner that I know of so far. No Golodion hammer yet, no style GaoGaiGar parts, but I believe it's going to come as a separate pack or even as a Tamashii exclusive. Definitely we're going to see it for sure. I'm very much looking forward to having it on sale. So this is a very great piece. I think all Chogokin fans should have it. So GX-68, very nice piece. Right, so here's Charles signing off with yet another toy review. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do stay tuned to my channel for more reviews next time.